Hello everyone. This is a recording for Lably. Lably is a platform that can help us deliver tailored virtual labs to all students, completely online, completely using the web browser. The system by itself is meant to solve our everlasting problem with our computer labs where we have misconfigurations, we have uh, access hazard, where students can access other students' work. We have inconsistency with how PCs are basically set up across multiple labs, where some labs will have certain files or certain configuration and others will not, and many more challenges. So Lably is meant to be the solution that will end all of these problems. In addition, it is an integrated learning platform. That means the labs themselves are actually being delivered from within the system. So it is one stop for everything. The student does not need to leave the system. All they need to do is just complete their labs, read the instructions, and of course, we still need to use the LMS in the end to submit the student work. Again, the system can do much more because we have full control. Okay, what I'm going to show you currently in this demo is just really like around 10%, 20% actually, what the system can do. We can have the labs even be automatically graded. This is something we are planning to do. So without further ado, this is the control panel for the instructor. Here, the instructor can view their students. And by the way, we can integrate Lably with Office 365, so the student can log in directly. And all of this configuration or all of this control panel can be disposed of. It can be automatically integrated with SIS and Office 365. We already did that for syllabus management system, and we can do it easily for Lably. But once we, of course, we get full approval for launching the system. So this my students list. You can import students from Moodle, by the way. You can just upload the JSON file. You can build images, and this is the most interesting part, where you can create multiple tailored images for uh, whatever scenario that you can think of. For example, you can see here we have daily lab image, which from as the name implies, we use it for our daily labs where we just do practice or conduct routine tasks. While we have specific images meant for midterm with different flavors and final, okay, final labs. So all of that is already built in. The teacher need to only publish the container and it will be available within seconds for all students, which is, of course, a big upgrade from copying and pasting virtual machines between PCs. Last but not least, we have uh, experimental images for now, and these are meant to cover our use cases for cybersecurity labs. So we have Parrot OS, we have Kali Linux, two operating systems, privacy focused and meant for ethical hackers and penetration testers. In addition, we have Ubuntu Linux, of course, which is just a normal desktop-based uh, image. Okay, so again, this is just an example. Let me show you what will happen if I try to build, for example, this image. Of course, because I built it already, it will not take time. It's done. Okay. So this is the nice part about Lably is that you can customize the images and build them as many times as you want. For example, we agreed that we need to add a certain package or modify a certain image. I just can come here and build it from scratch and whatever changes will be displayed here. And then I can publish the image for all students to use. Again, this process of building and publishing is supposed to be done once per semester. At the beginning of the semester, we all lab instructors should meet up, should basically agree on what need to be included in the labs, and then we will publish the containers for all enrolled students once the enrollments are finalized and once the student list is stable. And this can happen like after add and drop week. And then that's it. It's smooth sailing really from here. All I need to do is access the Manage Labs page. And from here, I can see all the images published for all students. And I can filter by course, if I'm teaching multiple courses, by section, if I'm teaching multiple sections, container status, that means the image, is it running or not? If we go to running, we can see Muhammad. I think he's practicing on the upcoming midterm. He started his image 32 minutes ago, which is nice. Again, these things, you'll not get these features with the normal labs. Of course, remote access by itself is not there to begin with. So I believe this is the main selling point of Lably is that, as you can see, students can practice at home. Why do we limit lab practice to the lab environment itself at KTech, where it is crowded, they might get distracted. There are so many hurdles, really, especially now during summer, where students are, they're pressured already. So why not give them the option? So in addition, you can filter by account status, image, for example, Parrot OS. So this is Parrot OS, all of these images. For now, I created a test student. And as you can see, I can manage secrets. What do I mean by secrets? Like if I had hide secret for Parrot OS and I go, this is, by the way, the student view. And the theme for the student view is intentional for this course. So for this course, IST 219, we wanted to create the feel of the movie Matrix. Okay. So to excite the students. Again, it's all about gamification. So as you can see, it's all black and neon-based, cyberpunk, whatever you want to call it. And you can see we have the labs here. So if you go to labs, you can access, again, the keyword here, integrated. So I have the steps, screenshots, full description. It is dynamic also. The instructions are dynamic. So if you go to, let me show you an example. Maybe here. You can see also we have built-in YouTube videos. Yes, you can see. So for example, this part is dynamic. It's today's date, right? And it is meant for a lab where you need to push certain text to a file called fortune.md. There's a story behind this lab. I'll not go into it for now. But as you can see, all the labs are here. We have also some advanced labs. Again, this is specific for what IC 219. We can create tailored experience for different courses. For example, ethical hacking or introduction to cybersecurity will have a different layout altogether. We have this control. This is what is really nice about Lably. Okay. Advanced labs, this is talking about how to host a web server, actually. We will see an example of it very soon. File server already also configured for the student. Preferences, meta characters, for example, technical details. This directory, this is something you'll never get in Moodle, where I created this part where you can actually, this is dynamic, by the way. The content of the directories that I'm browsing right now, right? You can see I can collapse and expand. This is completely dynamic. It is generated from the file system itself. Okay. Of course, some directories are omitted, but you can see like this is a whole different learning experience, where I don't need to go to Google and YouTube things. Everything is here already. And we were planning on integrating AI also. So you can, we called it Tux, and you can like chat with it. But of course, this is still not implemented. Okay, so far we've seen the part where we discuss the system itself and the lab's experience, where we can see the steps. And by the way, I'm planning to localize each and every lab also. So we'll have both in Arabic and in English. This will help students who might find English only challenging. So when they see a wall of text like this, they get scared. So we might, if we give them the Arabic version also, or the ability at least to switch to Arabic, maybe this will reduce friction as well. Okay, so let's go to the interesting part, which is VMs. In VMs, these are my virtual machines. When I say mine, it is truly mine. Nobody else got access to these machines other than the instructor, of course. And nobody else can guess the password because the password is supposed to be randomized for each student. And see how many virtual machines do I have? I have one, like this is our daily machine for Nobel. So you can see status not created. How can I create it? Easily. Let's switch to, let's filter actually. Daily lab Nobel. And I'll search by test. This is a test student. And then I'll show the secrets for this virtual machine. If I refresh, this is again the student view. We can see it is now available. If I start the VM, it will start within seconds. Okay. Then this is a new feature we added, SSH. If you click here, you will get an integrated terminal even. Okay. So this is all working in the browser. You don't need to open a terminal and then access it through SSH. It is possible, but we are planning to disable that again. This to increase security somehow. If you go back to VMs, I can access a website hosted on that virtual machine. You can see again dynamic stuff. That means this test, this is my name. Okay, and if I logged in with a different student, it will be that student name to make the experience a little bit tailored for each student. And we can do much more. Okay. I can stop the VM now. I don't need it. There is another VM for the midterm. It's already built and created. So when the students start their midterm, I just need to show the secret for their midterm VM. And the student can reset their VM at any time. The students can reset their VMs at any time. So if they made a mistake, they, for example, deleted files by mistake, they can reset the VM and all files will be reverted back to normal. Okay, let's, now we've seen the CLI experience, the terminal. What about desktop? We have a solution for that also. For example, Ubuntu Linux here, if I start this virtual machine, and this actually, we are utilizing an open source solution called CASM. CASM is a security-focused container provider, and they are really famous already. So we built on top of what they are providing. This is again to reduce maintenance for from our side because, for example, these daily lab, Nobel, and midterm, these are completely self-created from scratch. Actually, we have full access and full control of these. While for example, this Ubuntu Linux, it is, let's say, in between. Okay, we still can push, we can build on top of it because it's open source, of course, or we can use it as is. So if I go to the URL now, this is normal, by the way. I already logged in before the demo, so it will not ask me for login again. I'm already logged in. And you can see it's a full desktop experience in the browser. And it is very smooth. I can, for example, run Google. I can run Visual Studio. And of course, since the servers are in uh, Germany, we're getting Google in German. Visual Studio, open folder, desktop, for example. Okay, I can create a new file. Let's call it test.py. I think Python is already installed. Print. I'm now doing software development in the browser, and I can say Python 3 test.py, and it is working. Other applications installed. We have Sublime Text, Internet, Google Chrome, other accessories, Vim. It is good enough. This image we can say really is good enough to be used at least for software development. And again, we can customize it. We can pre-install stuff on it if we want. For example, Teams, Microsoft Teams. We can install Microsoft Teams here. Okay, and we can have full control on the network. For example, if we want to disable certain websites, we're now suffering with Safe Exam Browser, for example. If we run LMS through this, then we have full control. We don't have to do Safe Exam Browser anymore. We just need to whitelist certain IPs and certain domains, and that's it. Everything is done and controlled through the container. Okay, so this is Linux. Again, this is just basic, really. It's supposed to be a place where they can, for example, open the terminal, uh, create files. Okay, so make the IR test, and they can see the effect of their actions. You can see here the test directory is created. They can see the test and touch another file, for example, my name dot md, and then you can echo who am I into test md and into my name md, and then I can go to test. So this is the visual version, and this is what the GUI version, if that makes sense. Okay, I think echo who am I is supposed to be Willerson. Okay, there's some syntax over here I'm missing. Anyway, so this is how they start their Linux journey. If they can see a GUI and the terminal at the same time, they can make some association. Okay, let's close this. Let's stop the VM and let's switch to something more related to cybersecurity. Of course, with cybersecurity, the most famous distribution is Kali Linux still until today. We can start the VM the same way. Copy the URL, go and log into Kali Linux. I can have them both running at the same time, but of course this will put load on the server. So for now, let's just run this. And as you can see, I have full Kali distribution with all the tools already installed. You don't have to install anything. Okay. So for example, Metasploit SQL map. The utility is already here. It's running. They have their own task manager. They can do aircrack, but of course some networking tools might not work as expected because again it is hosted in the server. It is not local for the user. Okay, password attack, of crack, for example. So all the tools are already there. It is, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect and it's going to solve everything, especially for cybersecurity. There are so many scenarios for cybersecurity, but it is a very good start. If the students can learn these tools, of course, I think uh, they will do just good enough. Really, even when it comes to like doing participating in cybersecurity contests, for example, they can learn already. They can learn so much by just using the tools provided here. I think Burpsuit is one of the most popular also web based exploitation tools. Okay, again, there was, I think, an update for it, community edition. Ah, yes, okay. You can see it is running. So you can use it here. And again, all of that, right now I'm running two applications. If I go to server utilization, this is also available for the teacher. I'm already using 2 GB out of 8 GB RAM. And this is my storage usage, only 44 GB out of 155. So in terms of storage, it is very efficient. But in terms of memory, we have to push memory. We need at least 64 GB per lab, I believe. Okay, you can see Burpsuit is already running. I can do whatever kind of attack from here if I want to. And I can even create the targeted uh, machine here also. The machine that is vulnerable. I can have it also part of the VMs. Okay, so this is Kali Linux, one of the most popular cybersecurity distributions. And then a new comer to that segment is Parrot OS, and I really wanted to try it. So again, it is flexible. We can add as many images as we want. I'll go to Manage Labs. I'll select Parrot and I'll look for student test. I can even start the VM on this on behalf of the student, okay, if I want to. So the student, it is started up, you can see up 5 seconds, but they cannot see the secrets. So I can do that beforehand. I can start the VMs for all students before the exam, and then I can show the secrets. And you can select multiple, by the way. So it is amazing, really. And we can customize it in a way so they cannot actually reset or stop or do whatever stuff. Again, the same story. I can copy paste the URL, advance, proceed, and then I will get another desktop, which is in this case Parrot. And I already, by the way, I created some files. My files are still there, which is the biggest proof that it is my machine. I have full control. If I forgot how did I create this file. They do have Jenny here, Chromium. And this Parato is supposed to be more lightweight. So if I do wget, for example, google.com, I think this is how I created the file. Uh, this, this index supposed to be here. If I go to downloads or desktop, not sure where it was created. Ah, this is in my index to, yes, it's here. Okay, so this is it. I hope this demo is good enough. Again, um, it's a long-term investment, really, with these systems. You can never go wrong with creating something that is at the core of what you're doing here at KTech. You're going to teach cybersecurity for the next 10 years. This is the best investment you can make, actually. Okay, instead of relying on third parties or relying on other solutions. Uh, this is your in-house hack the box, basically. Okay. Thank you for sticking by and hope to see you again in another demo.